Hey, someone hold my pearls. Meghan Markle is twerking on the internet yet again, but this time she's pregnant. I haven't seen something this cringe since Cardi B offered to perform WAP for president.
Hold on to your crowns, because Meghan Markle is back in the headlines, and this time, it's not about Netflix deals or royal feuds. It's a video that set the internet on fire and raised questions that could shake the very foundation of the British monarchy. A viral clip, allegedly showing Meghan dancing in a hospital gown with a suspiciously detachable baby bump, has sparked outrage, disbelief, and a flood of accusations. Is this just another tabloid frenzy, or could it be evidence of a deception? So bold it threatens the royal succession? From Piers Morgan's fiery takedowns to constitutional scholars sounding alarms, the world is watching as this scandal unfolds. Let's dive into the chaos, unpack the allegations, and ask, has Meghan Markle's latest move pushed her too far? It all started with a single clip, one that's now been viewed millions of times across X, TikTok, and YouTube. The footage allegedly shows Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, dancing playfully in what appears to be a hospital gown, her belly protruding as if she's in the final stages of pregnancy. At first glance, it might seem like a quirky, lighthearted moment. A pregnant woman celebrating life. But the internet didn't laugh. Instead, it erupted. What caught everyone's attention wasn't Meghan's dance moves. It was her baby bump. Viewers quickly noticed something odd. The bump seemed to move independently, wobbling and shifting in ways that defied biology. At certain angles, it appeared to fold or even shrink, prompting a wave of speculation. Was this a real pregnancy or something else entirely? Social media sleuths, from armchair detectives to actual costume designers, began dissecting the footage, frame by frame. "That's no baby bump," one viral post declared. "That's a prop straight out of a Hollywood wardrobe." The setting only fueled the fire. The hospital room looked sterile. Too perfect, some said, with no medical staff in sight. The camera angles seemed carefully chosen, almost staged, as if designed to showcase Meghan's performance. Why would a woman in labor be filming herself dancing? Why does the bump behave like a silicone accessory rather than a natural pregnancy? These questions didn't just spark gossip. They ignited a full-blown controversy that's now impossible to ignore. This isn't just about a viral video gone wrong. The implications of this clip go far beyond social media outrage. They strike at the heart of the British monarchy's centuries-old traditions. In the UK, royal succession law is crystal clear. Heirs to the throne must be born of the body of a royal. It's not a poetic phrase. It's a legal requirement, etched into constitutional precedent since the 1701 Act of Settlement. If Meghan used a surrogate and presented herself as pregnant, the consequences could be seismic. Her children, Archie and Lilibet, currently hold places in the line of succession and carry HRH titles. But if they were not born of Meghan's body, as royal protocol demands, their claim to those titles and their place in the royal lineage could be legally invalid. This isn't speculation, it's a matter of constitutional law. Legal scholars have warned that such a deception could throw the monarchy into chaos, forcing Parliament to intervene and potentially stripping the Sussex children of their royal status. The secrecy surrounding Meghan's pregnancies only adds fuel to the fire. Unlike other royals who follow strict documentation protocols for births, Meghan's deliveries were shrouded in mystery. No clear photos of hospital exits, no verified medical staff, no royal gynecologist present. At least none publicly confirmed. These inconsistencies, once dismissed as tabloid fodder, are now being re-examined with a microscope. If the viral video is what critics claim, a staged performance with a prosthetic moon bump, it could be the most audacious deception in modern royal history. The video didn't just spark online debates, it unleashed some of Britain's loudest voices. Piers Morgan, a longtime critic of Meghan, didn't hold back. On a recent broadcast, he called the clip cringeworthy and insulting to every real mother out there. He didn't stop at mocking the dance moves. He went straight for the jugular, questioning the legitimacy of Meghan's pregnancies and accusing her of manipulating royal protocol for attention. "This isn't empowerment," he fumed. "It's a grotesque stunt that disrespects the monarchy and the public." He wasn't alone. British broadcaster Jeremy Kyle joined the fray, labeling the video disturbing and accusing Meghan of weaponizing motherhood for sympathy and clout. "Royal women don't need to dance for attention," he said. "They command it, with dignity." Kyle went further, urging Parliament to investigate. arguing that the integrity of the royal succession is at stake. "This isn't a family drama," he warned. "It's a constitutional con." The mainstream media, once hesitant to touch the surrogacy rumors, is now diving in. Outlets like the Daily Mail and GB News are dissecting the footage, publishing side-by-side comparisons of Meghan's bump at various events, where it appears to change size or vanish entirely. Columnists are revisiting her 2019 pregnancy appearances, noting inconsistencies that were once ignored. Some journalists have even admitted they were instructed to avoid pregnancy-related questions back then. A media silence that's now crumbling under the weight of public scrutiny. The controversy isn't just a media circus. It's caught the attention of medical professionals, and their verdict is damning. Dr. Carol Lieberman, a respected forensic psychiatrist, appeared on a U.S. panel and stated bluntly, "No woman in active labor is dancing like that. This isn't joy, it's performance." UK midwives and OB-GYNs have gone further, analyzing the video's bump behavior. The rotation, the bounce, the sudden shrinkage, it's not physiologically possible, one London-based doctor said. "Either we've discovered new physics, or that's not a real pregnancy. These aren't random opinions, they're forming a scientific consensus." The bump's unnatural movements, combined with the staged hospital setting, have led experts to suspect a prosthetic, commonly known as a moon bump, was used. This theory gained traction when body language experts and digital effects editors pointed to Meghan's Netflix docuseries, where similar inconsistencies appeared. In one scene, her bump seems to collapse when she leans forward, as if made of foam rather than flesh. The Sussexes insisted these moments were candid, but the editing tells a different story, one that's hard to dismiss as coincidence. This isn't the first time Meghan has been accused of bending the truth for her brand. From her Oprah interview to the Netflix docuseries, she's built a career on crafting a narrative of victimhood and defiance. Critics argue she approached royalty like a Hollywood red carpet, assuming she could rewrite the rules, dismiss tradition, and prioritize her personal story over the palace's playbook. Meghan didn't want to modernize the monarchy, one commentator noted. She wanted to monetize it. Her pregnancies were no exception. The Netflix series, meant to offer an intimate look at the Sussexes, raised red flags with scenes where her bump changed shape between cuts or disappeared entirely. These moments, once overlooked, are now being re-examined as evidence of a broader pattern. Meghan's critics point to her global grievance tour, from Oprah to Spotify to glossy magazine exclusives, as proof that she thrives on controversy, not connection. But this time, the stakes are higher than a bad headline. If the allegations are true, she may have crossed a line that even her polished PR can't erase. Buckingham Palace is now caught in a bind. Royal insiders say King Charles and Prince William are urging discretion, hoping to avoid a public spectacle. But as the backlash grows louder, silence is becoming untenable. Constitutional scholars argue that the crown must address these claims to protect the integrity of the succession. If Archie and Lilibet were born via surrogacy without proper disclosure, their titles and places in line could be voided, not because of their DNA, but because of royal protocol. Some MPs are reportedly drafting questions for Parliament, signaling that this could escalate into a formal investigation. The 1701 Act of Settlement is clear. Heirs must be born of a royal womb to inherit rights. If Meghan misled the palace, it could be seen as a deliberate breach of trust, with consequences that ripple far beyond her family. What started as a viral video has become a potential constitutional crisis, one the monarchy can't ignore forever. As the scandal spirals, Meghan and Harry remain silent, at least publicly. Behind the scenes, reports suggest they're furious and considering legal action, particularly against Piers Morgan. His latest roasting, which mocked their privacy claims while accusing them of exploiting their children for PR, hit a nerve. Celebrities who blur their kids' faces while screaming for attention, "It's laughable," he tweeted, reigniting their feud. The Sussexes have a history of legal threats, having sued media outlets in the past, but public opinion is shifting. In 2025, their lawsuits feel less like justice and more like deflection. The problem? The public isn't buying it anymore. Once seen as victims of a rigid monarchy, Harry and Meghan are increasingly viewed as punchlines. Every staged photo, every privacy stunt, every threat of litigation only makes their motives clearer. In the Mart, US, where they once had sympathy, the tide is turning. Viewers are asking, how long can this charade last? How many lawsuits can you file before people stop caring? What began as a bizarre viral video has exploded into something far bigger, a scandal that questions the legitimacy of royal heirs and the integrity of the monarchy itself. The allegations of a moon bump deception aren't just internet chatter. They're backed by medical experts, media heavyweights, and growing public distrust. Meghan's silence, once a shield, is now a liability. The world is watching, waiting for answers she may not be ready to give. This isn't about conspiracy theories, it's about truth, transparency, and the weight of a centuries-old institution. Whether you see Meghan as a trailblazer or a manipulator, one thing is clear, the questions aren't going away. With Piers Morgan and Jeremy Kyle leading the charge, MPs circling, and the media finally breaking its silence, the Sussexes are at the epicenter of a royal reckoning. Can they come clean, or will they hide behind polished PR and palace walls? Only time will tell, but one thing's certain, the crown doesn't take kindly to deception. What do you think? Is Meghan Markle the victim of a vicious smear campaign, or has she pushed the monarchy too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into the stories they don't want you to hear. The next chapter in this saga is coming, and it's closer than you think.